Hey guys, what's up? All right. So before we get to what we did here, I'll give you a little explanation why and what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. And you guys, I don't know, you might be let down on me, but my son decided he wanted a Hyundai N. So we kind of scavenged the Northeast here till we could find one. And I don't know if you guys know what those cars are all about, but insane Hyundai. I'll put it that way. I never, to this day, thought that, I've done nothing but muscle cars all my life. And, they came and went through the years, and then they became a rich man's, yeah, you could buy a Hellcat Red Eye. Yeah, 100 grand. You could buy a Mustang Supercharged Cobra. Yeah, almost 100 grand. And you could buy, a new ZL1. Yeah, guess what? Almost 100 grand. And that's totally out of our price range. But, so, it's funny because we're kind of like on that same wavelength. So last week, real quick, tell you the story. We bust up to Massachusetts. They had a black Hyundai N Elantra. Insane car, insane. And we snatched it up. We grabbed it. This thing wasn't even, it was literally off the boat. 18 hours before we bought it, it was still on the boat. So we found it, we bought it, we grabbed it, and we got it home. And today we did a bunch of mods to it. And we changed like the lower mount to a polyurethane, which it definitely needed. This car wheel hops insanely hard until you change that mount. But long story short, when I'm coming up with my electronics here, we decided to put in the flash and third brake light, wire in the camera. So hopefully we'll get some more footage of the thing launching. We tried out, this car comes factory. It is not a bread and butter, buy it for your mom, go to the store with, unless your mom's really cool, like likes cars. My mom would probably drive it. I don't know, because like my mom drove everything that my father had grabbed all through the years, which is all mainly big blocks and Z28. So this thing has launch control. It has all different programs to the N line. It has like different exhaust changes. It's got a gigantic turbo on it. It's like 280 horse or something like that, close around that, and the foot-pounds of torque are insane. But for a four-cylinder car, being that nitro fuel, high octane runs through our veins, we had to go grab it. And so today, for the first time, we put the polyurethane mount in and took it out and did a launch control on this thing. I do want to come up with some video of this car and put it on my channel for you guys, because this car is $33,000. You know what I mean? So if there was more around, I would buy one for myself. It is what it is. They took the Hyundai Veloster and turned it into the Hyundai Elantra. I don't think you can get a Veloster, and I don't even think you can get a Hyundai Elantra N. The N line my son had bought last year because he could not get an N. The N line has like creature comforts. It's a bread and butter car. You go to church on Sunday and all that. It has a little pep to it. Pretty good sized turbo on it. But the N is a true right out of the box factory track car with a warranty with launch control. So it is insanely fast. And I'm sorry I haven't been out there to get some videos up, but hey, even the old man here got a little, got to get a chub every now and then in his pants, you know what I'm saying? So, but anywho, we'll get back to this now, and I'll show you guys how to make big into small, simple into cool, and we'll go from there. So here we go, guys. Today, or tonight, because it's really late, we're working on how to start your NR200 with a key fob. So I've been working on this for a little while, It works great with brushed motors. So we're going to hit the button. We're going to hit button A. Ready? What do you think? So let's get to the video real quick and I'll show you exactly what I'm working on. I'm in the middle of it. It's not quite done yet, but here we go. Alright guys, here's what I'm working on. When I put the exhaust cutouts on my 69 Z28, I had two different radio signals for like a remote key fob operated, you know, exhaust cutout. So when you crank up to a red light, you just push the button, you know, and like had open and close, you know. But this thing here had kind of like a delay switch in it. So when you kicked open, it would give it enough time for the flap to open up completely, and then when you kick close, it would automatically close, which was cool. But so I thought I would try this, because what I did was I pigtailed the two together, because I have dual exhaust on the car, two headers, and I pigtailed them into one. I had this extra key fob and receiver. And so long story short, I said, hey, you know what happens if I like try to throw this together like on one of my other cars here? And I've seen it done before with the like the Traxxas and all that. And you know, with a brushed motor, it's pretty easy. But when you get into brushless, one of the problems I have is how can I power this signal wire, you know, without too much drama to this little receiver here, because brushless motors are kind of different. I can use a servo tester with a servo, but then I got to hook it to my radio. So if you have, say you have a 6-channel radio or even a 4-channel radio, and all your channels are filled up, and you want to add something else to it, but you don't want to give up your automatic start from your radio, which is the video that I put up last week. So what you do is you get online like I did, and you find out that Mars RC, hold on, let me get this here. Okay, they have it is a winch, remote, and receiver. And I'm not sure exactly what the voltage is of this thing. 6 to 12 volts it says for your power supply. So that works perfect for us. Now, it has two plugs on the thing, two pigtails that you can feed, because there's two different winch plugs. The one I already cut off and wired into a relay, because I only need a little bit of juice to fire off the relay to run the full Monty, the big voltage to the motor. So what I did was I just took one of the plugs. I have it on a Tamiya. It comes with a Tamiya plug, which I'm going to change, because I'm going to take this and actually wire this into one of these batteries right here. Real simple. And from there, I'm going to run a couple of voltage reducers or step downs that I had in my other videos. I got 3 of them right here. 2 are going to be for the glow plugs, and 1 is going to cut the voltage from 11.1 down to whatever, you know what I mean? So I can actually split the voltage up. I can have my full 11.1 going to my starter motor. I can have 1.5 volts going to my you know, my glow plugs over here, which I'm going to cut off this. 2 of them are going for that. And the third one, I'm going to cut down to 5 volts, because I think this does go to 5 volts or 5.5, 3.3 to 5.5 or something. It's like a 125 if you don't cross any of the small receptors over here. You can see these up here. You can solder across these, and you can come up with, it's like 1.5, I think, to 5 volt. So the other volt I'm going to take off this. I'm going to have the 5 volt off this run to my radio receiver, which I have somewhere in this nightmare of a mess here. And so that way I can run one Ovonic small micro battery and I can eliminate the Traxxas push button start and all this stuff that I had, you know, and all this other, you know, when I test something, I put it together, and I always use that Traxxas push button setup and everything just to, you know, try to figure things out and everything else. So now I'll be able to pick up the key fob, have a power switch to snap on the power to the car, and I'll be able to start it. So that's my plan. And I haven't put up a video in a while. There's been a lot going on in the world, and I've been waiting for parts to come. And actually, if you see, this is an old busted out receiver that I stole out of my old Porsche, because, or a relay I stole out of my old Porsche because I'm waiting for relays to show up. And they're supposed to be the micro ones like this, but we'll see when they get here, because there's a lot of deception going on out there in the world right now. And, you know, when you're trying to buy something, you don't know what you're going to get. It's kind of like Forrest Gump. Life's like a box of chocolates. You just don't know what you're going to get. So we're gonna go from here, and I'm gonna finish wiring this up, and then I'll be back with the next video of showing you exactly how I set it up. You can see it's kind of a wiring nightmare right now, but basically I'll go over it real quick before I end the video. Okay, so the winch receiver has 2 outputs and 1 input. 6 to 12 volts can come in here, and so I'm running an 8.4 volt battery for now. So it'll come into here, no big deal. I'm going to switch it over to the Avonic 3-cell, you know, 2200 milliamp, because that'll give me plenty of power to start it, plenty of run time on this thing. So I won't have to worry about this thing cutting out and going dead on me. So, anywho, long story short, I took one of the winch plugs, because there's 2. There's this one and the old kind of Tamiya red plug, if you remember those things. And I cut that off, and I just spliced it into the 2 triggers on the relay, which bring the points together. Now, the other 2, this is a 4-prong relay, okay? They sell 5 prongs, 4 prongs, 6 prongs, and all this. And I had an old 5-prong, and I hope I don't get these in the mail. But it's like all the wiring is like totally messed up on it. I can accomplish what I need to, but the relay is humongous, you know. And but being that we're eliminating so much other stuff here, and we're running a really tiny battery, and you know, even if it was the big relay, the cool thing is it has like a metal tab where you can mount it. Okay, these don't have a metal tab. But so basically all I did was I split the power wire. Okay, I got a power coming in from the battery, and I have a ground coming in from the battery. Okay, the ground goes directly to the starter motor. All right, the power comes through the switched relay here, one side, the other side. When I activate this key fob right here, it connects a connection inside here, and it actually fires it. So I'm not running a lot of strain through this little winch thing. I'm only providing, like, basically at the time 8 to 11.1 volts, which this can handle, that can handle with no problem. And then basically from here, off these 2 wires, they go to the starter motor over here. I have them over here. I'm going to tap into them, and then I am going to put my igniters for my glow plugs on them. And then these are really small and tiny too. So I've taken all this massive stuff and combined it into something small. And so basically, the biggest weight I'm going to have, I'm not running 2 of these massive batteries, you know. And when I was talking about me going into the smaller batteries, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have one small battery run everything. So that's the game plan. And when I get it all done and set up, I'll get up another video of you guys seeing this thing fire up on its own and run. So anyways, like I say, you guys, hope everybody's safe out there. a lot of turmoil going on in the world. I hope that, everything works out good. Like, share, subscribe if you want, and I'll catch you later. Adios.